Hi, how are you? So I hope you're doing well. And I know I'm not an actual tone-based teacher, but I have been teaching already for 32 years, and some people, uh, I think, make profit from this. This is a subject that it's very handy. It's very important. It's one of the pillars of guitar playing, and uh, if you are a starting student, maybe you've never thought of this or you've never heard about this. And if you are a professional or an advanced student, maybe you can use some of this to teach yourself, or you find some of the explanation useful to complete your own line of thinking. So I think this is useful for everybody. So guitar position and in general body position when we're playing. Uh, the first thing that I try to convey, of course there are many people playing with different positions, and in last option, in the last moment, it's everything is personal, because the the position that you assume, it's gonna be helpful for the performance that you want to give. And not everybody has the same idea of interpretation or performance. So you may see very good performers playing with very different positions, and that's okay. What I do feel that it's necessary is that we all start from uh, one position that is really related to two main things: the way physics works, like strength and force, and pivot places, and 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 breathing, and the other thing is um, the way the body works. So this is the two main things that you cannot go against, because if you go against them, it's going to be wrong somehow. So physics, they all work the same for everybody. We have the gravity, we have the ways of making force and pivot places, and the anatomics, unless you have a problem with any part of your body, or you had an accident or something. So everything works the same way for everybody. We have the same amount of fingers with the same amount of tendons, with the same type of muscles, with the same joints and everything. So when I teach position, I use this as a reference for everything, at least as a starting point. So when we talk about position, it makes no sense to change the way you are yourself to play the guitar. You are as you are, and everybody is mostly the same. So there is no sense in trying to sit in a position that is not like common for everybody. So try to think of yourself doing something ahead of you, like eating, for example. When you eat, you grab fork and knife and you start eating, or you grab a glass of water and you drink, and try to think of yourself in the table, or maybe typing in the computer, and you are a little bit forward, and your shoulders, when you move forward from your hips, they go a little bit forward too. And this is helpful. Many times we feel as we have to be really straight. But if you are straight, your shoulders go backwards. And if your shoulders go backwards, then you don't actually have place for the guitar here, because your hands remain very close to your body. So you need to be a little bit forward with your body, and your shoulders need to be not moved forward, but very relaxedly falling a little bit forward. And there is an actual thing with your hips. We're going to talk about this. So notice that there is a very, very close relationship between the way your hips are and the way your neck is. If you have your hips rotated forward, then you feel like the need for the head to go up. And if your hips rotate backwards, then your head feels the need to go down. You can actually try this in the reverse way, and you will feel that it's very, very uncomfortable. So, for example, try to move your hip forward and keep your head down, and you will notice a lot of tension here and in your back. And if you do like your hips backwards and your head upwards, it's gonna be really nasty. It won't function at all. So bear in mind that when we are playing, we mostly have our eyes looking to the guitar or to the public. Of course, there are many times when we do like this, and yes, maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't, but mostly our head is going to be looking from the horizon down. So maybe it's the case that the hips are not rotated forwards, but they are rotated a little bit backwards. You have to feel comfortable between both thighs, but maybe just let your hips fall a little bit and then move forward a little bit with your shoulders so that they fall forward. If your hip is a little bit, just a little bit backwards, and your body is a little bit forward, then you will feel that here you have a lot of space for the guitar to come in. While we are talking about hips and shoulders, and keep in mind that the chair where you're sitting should be a little bit higher than your knees, because you have to actually feel that you can sit. I'm sorry, you cannot see my knees here, my knees, but they are parallel to my shoulders, maybe a little more open, and I can actually go forward and feel the weight in my toes, so that I can stay upright, but I also can move. And if the chair is too low, then it's gonna be like I'm gonna be falling down any moment. So it's very important that you can actually like feel the weight of your body on your knees and on your toes, so that you can actually move. The position is never actually still, because you breathe, and when you breathe, your shoulders go up, and when you breathe out, your shoulders go down. Of course, you can make your breathing as still as necessary, but there is always going to be this up and down motion, so that relation with the guitar is never fixed. It's never just one position, and you should be able to move yourself to the left and to the right, and forwards and backwards, and that enables the hands to do more movement. So now we have a general body position to work with. That means you have to sit like you would doing anything, and look at this. When we move our hands, we have an action radius. See, this is like, of course, we can detach our elbows from our body, but mainly our hands work like this. And notice that my elbows are very near my body. They are not moving too far away. And this is very comfortable. I can do this all day long. It never tires me. I do this very much when I talk. So if we are going to work with the left hand, it makes complete sense that the fretboard should be along this line. And notice also that while I move my hand to the left, it doesn't go parallel to my shoulders. It goes up to my over my left shoulder. If I do like this, parallel to my shoulders, it becomes almost a judo-like pressing, where when somebody grabs me like this, and I fall down. Okay, it's very uncomfortable to have your hand looking backwards. Your hand should always look at you. See my palm? It looks like at me, it looks at me, it looks at me, it looks at me, it looks at me. The further I go left, my hand palm turns to look at me. It's like the moon, always showing the same face, right? So when you are trying to fix a position for your guitar, you should bear in mind that the height you have to supply for the guitar has to be so that the fretboard stays along your left hand movement. Okay, so my guitar should be like here. And as I said, sorry, while my left hand goes over the fretboard, left and right, it should also go towards my left shoulder. So if you see, my guitar is not straight regarding my shoulders, it's not parallel to my shoulders, it's not like this. It's a little bit bent towards my shoulder, my left shoulder, so that the fretboard follows the natural path of my left hand going left. So the fretboard should go left, so that towards my shoulder, and also a little bit curved so that it looks towards the ceiling. Why is this? Because it's going to be useful for my left hand to use the weight of the arm to press the strings. But also because if I have the guitar straight, perpendicular to the floor, and the fretboard going towards my left shoulder, then it becomes impossible for my right hand to overcome the side of the guitar. So if my guitar is looking a little bit upwards, then I'm going to be able to place my right hand without problem. This has many good points. Besides the weight that you can pass over the fretboard, and the right hand that is not troubled to be placed with the strings. It also creates a space in between my belly and my chest and the guitar. If you have an Australian guitar, the backside of your guitar is really hard and it doesn't vibrate too much. But if you have a classical guitar, you can try putting your belly and your chest against the back of your guitar and playing, and you feel that the guitar sounds much less. So if you put your guitar looking at the ceiling, you are sure that there will be a space between your belly and your chest and the back of your guitar. This diagonal that I suggest, it's mainly 45 degrees, because if you extend your hand too much to your left, it becomes costly, and you have to go up too much with your elbow, it's costly too. So this type of positions, they make me raise my elbow, and this type of positions, they make me go far away from the body with my elbow. So I would suggest 45 degrees. And notice that when I lift my arm, it's falling down. When I lift my arm, it falls naturally on the 4th or 5th position. 4th, I find that it's great, because if you are comfortable going 1st and going to the 8th, then maybe you can do it like this for the 9th and 10th position. It's no problem. So if you just leave your hand hanging and then you bend your elbow, and it should fall into the 4th position. And then look, if I want to go to the first position, I don't have to raise or separate my elbow too much from the body. It is comfortable. It's right there. And it follows the movement of my left hand so that I can do like this very, very fast and very quickly and comfortably. So this would be like sort of the main points in guitar positioning. So the guitar height should cover the distance between your thigh and your guitar, or between your feet on the floor, so that the fretboard is comfortable in your fourth position or fifth position with you just lifting your arm. And then if you notice the hole on the guitar, yeah, it's aligned with my face, or a little bit to the right. It's not to the left. It's not like there. It's not like there. If I do like this, my first position is going to be really far away. So notice how much I have to open my elbow from myself. Here I'm much more comfortable. So if you keep your 45 degrees and you don't have to go too much upwards, too much leftwards, if you have your guitar tilted a little bit to the ceiling so that you can press using the weight. If you have your guitar going towards the left shoulder, not too much, but just a little bit, never parallel. This should work. However, of course, our bodies are completely different, maybe the same, maybe different, and you may have your predilections, your preferences in regarding how you like to play, and maybe something that you like to do comes easier if you are if your position is different, and maybe something that you don't like to happen never happens if you are in a different position. But this is maybe this may be the 0 point, the starting point to find what your position should be like, because this is like the most common thing for physics and for your own body anatomy. Everybody's arm goes towards the back of the shoulder. Everybody is more comfortable doing something here than doing something here. Everybody has the same capabilities of elbow movement. So if you feel like the guitar is being like not comfortable for you, keep in mind that the problem could be the position. Maybe it's not, maybe it's something other than the position, but the position is something really complex that it takes many years to get used to. I remember when I was a kid, I used to have a corset to make me sit straight, because I used to sit like this, like every teenager. So I did what I could to stand straight, or sit straight. But then afterwards I noticed that if I rest my hip a little bit backwards, I was more comfortable. So many things happened along the playing, but this is according to physics and anatomy, so it cannot go wrong. And of course, if you have any questions, or you feel that something that I said was not fully understandable, you can send me a message, and I'll try to clarify as best I can. So thank you. I hope this will be useful for everybody, for beginners and also for advanced players that want to complete their explanation of how they sit, or maybe even rethink how they are playing, or why they are doing what they are doing.